Soul Garden.
Hello Pisces, and welcome back to Soul Horoscopes weekly update from my webcam to yours. I'm Christopher Witecki. Thanks for logging in. And I've got a good special for you. It's my 60 plus 30. If you buy a 1 hour with me for the next 2 weeks, you'll get a free 30-minute follow-up that you can redeem anytime in 2012. This is perfect for a first-time reading. I do book up pretty quickly. Or if you want to break through a hot issue, this is also something good. So come on down to soulmart.me if you'd like to get on webcam with me and get a reading. Also, I'd like to invite you to be on cam all the time. We now have a webcam connection to our chat room, so now everyone in Soul Garden can see each other's smiling faces. Come on down. Any of the shows that we do, any of the office hours or whatnot, do have the webcam enabled there, so it's like you're a studio video audience. It's really groovy. I'm down there a lot too. All right, so for the Pisces, well, we're in 2 states of awareness this week. We're going to shift and focus and leave, I guess I should say, the Leo state of awareness, and we're going to move into the Virgo state of awareness. So for 28 days, you've been working on channeling love into your moment. That's your health, that's your lifestyle, that's your work style. This last weekend was tough, wasn't it? That was Lightcast Day on Friday. The universe was saying, set your intentions for the love reality you want. That's Pisces' job, is to bridge God to earth. They have their hands in heaven, they have their feet on the ground, right? So maintaining love in the moment, not an easy thing to do. Ask Jesus or Buddha or any other master. Not easy to stay in love all the time. So it's been definitely a hard transit. On Monday when we begin, you're really just going to hold space. It's emotionally cloudy. The moon is going to be in Libra. And so emotions for you are kind of focused on trust and intimacy issues. And I'll talk more about that in a second. But otherwise, with lifestyle, your goal on Monday is to not let yourself get pulled off of your I love myself in the moment path. All right, but the planets really aren't helping. They're going to test us. That's mostly due to this opposition that we have between Uranus and the moon. Uranus is pulling for Pisces to grow up when it comes to your self-esteem. So on the one hand, you're going to have to grow up with self-esteem. On the other, your emotions are uber sensitive around boundaries. Now when it comes to boundaries and whatnot, you've been working on that part of yourself for a long time, 3 years. That's what the Act 3 videos are about, is you growing up with boundaries and doing your boundaries correctly. So if it's a choice between boundaries and self-esteem, you should probably relook at your self-esteem, because boundaries is where you should be the wisest and you should be the most mature. Just don't should all over yourself. Then on Tuesday, cloudy, chance of storms. That's because we are tested in a big way and tested in 2 distinct areas. On the one hand, the 29th degree does mean that you are going to be tested to fall back into the old lifestyle, the old health regimen. So you might want to cheat on your diet or call off of work or give up on trying to be happy in the moment. That's because life will probably be a little hard. That's what the test is. But I think what's also pulling on us really hard has to do with the planets and the moon up here near Saturn. Let's take a closer look. As the moon crosses over Saturn, it's going to call for you today to release or grow up any kind of unnecessary emotional boundary issues. So if you have an emotional boundary issue, you will feel it. Then it hits Mars, which means that we spike up. When the moon crosses Mars, there's a big flare up. And that Mars is, by the way, at 29 degrees. So Mars itself is at the tested degree. So it's a double test. As the moon says, grow up with boundaries. And then the moon crosses Mars and says, I mean it, do it now. All right, Mars is about to cross over into Scorpio, and so I think this is really what tests you in the old lifestyle. It's not that you maybe haven't figured out what your lifestyle should be, it's that the test of the day is you must hold the new boundary policy also while at the same time trying to hold the lifestyle. So now this is where the universe starts to get kind of like Twister. On Wednesday it's 0 degrees. I always say 0 means 0. It's a no man's land between 2 states of awareness. We are shifting what our lessons are for the particular month. The planets are rather quiet, really. The sun at 0 degree means that we're going to be letting the last 30 days die and turning to the next 30. The moon is in Scorpio, so you are self-reflective. Your emotions are focused on everything in life, so you're really clouded and you're really kind of out of it in that regard. It comes time, though, that we should talk about what IB is. That is the Virgo state of awareness. Believe it or not, Virgo does radiate from the heart chakra just like Leo energy. Leo and Virgo come from it. So the universe really wants us to be what we love and love what we be. That is it. Live, love, be. That is the mantra of how I always say to everyone how they should be in the moment. Live, love, be encompasses only that green energy and first that green energy if you don't know. So live, love, be is what it's about. Now, there are three stages, the live, the love, and the be. We're going to focus on live first in the first 10 days. For a Pisces, how you live, your Virgo energy, is always in relationships. A Pisces lives in relationships. They be in relationships. In fact, you always be in two relationships at once. Now, for the young Pisces, that's a cheat. They're cheating. A lot of Pisces cheat, always in two relationships at once. Where it should be on the spiritual high master shui path is one relationship is your marriage, that is how you make happiness for yourself, and the other is your marriage. Those should be the two relationships. But how a Pisces be in the moment is married. So the first thing we're going to work on, or the first 10 days of how you live, is marriage. A Pisces must live with a very strong marriage. So on Thursday when we click into gear, it's cloudy, and right away there's a bit of an ego tug-of-war going on, right away pulling on the marriage versus your ego. I'll show you why. It has to do with this, there's a trine on the one hand, and on the other hand, we have an opposition, the Sun versus Neptune. Neptune is in your ego, so Pisces are feeling very egotistical on Thursday, very much like you are, the king of the castle. That's because the universe is playing your tune, but the Sun is pulling on it. So your relationships are pulling on this part of you that wants to be strong. That tug-of-war is symbolic. Remember, you are supposed to be first married to yourself anyways. So if you were on this day feeling a tug-of-war with a relationship, find where the tug-of-war isn't with yourself. Somewhere within yourself, your ego is not treating you well, which is why you find yourself in a relationship not being treated well. So Thursday is an interesting day. It's certainly a cloudy day, and it's a day that we're going to figure stuff out. On Friday, or I should say Friday's going to feel pretty good, I think. It's an emotional day. The moon moves into Sagittarius, so emotions shift now to career. You're sunny and you're feeling expansive, I think, with that moon in Sagittarius, and you're really feeling the full 100% of where your marriage is. So if you feel like crap on Friday, you're a bad husband or wife to yourself. That's basically what I can just cut to the chase and tell you how it's working. Now the planets are giving us a nice booster shot, a soul pyramid in fire. The moon in Sagittarius is going to give you a few hours on the day Friday to also put together your feelings about career, your ability to make money, and the life you want to live. So basically putting together these three recipes into a new pot, and it's probably your feelings about your career and legacy that allow you to open up with money or lifestyle changes. But then again, you just worked on lifestyle for 30 days, so you'll have to let me know. Either way, the soul pyramid does mean that there will be some powerful shifts on Friday if you're left yourself. And remember, you're very, very sensitive, so if you're feeling bad, it has to do with your marriage to yourself, not necessarily anything else going on. On Saturday, kind of a hard day. Okay, Jupiter rules the day on Saturday, so we're learning. It's a big learning day. It's an expansive day. It's sunny, but still. Why is it still, Christopher? Well, I will tell you why. It has to do with this, a grand square, icky, ooh, ah. All right, with the moon opposing Jupiter on the one hand, so your emotions about where your career should be and what you want to feel with legacy is directly fighting Jupiter. What is Jupiter doing? Well, Jupiter is saying, trying to get you to open up to taking better care of yourself. So it's kind of like you want a better house, but you can't get a better job. You want a better job, but you can't get a better house to get a better job. It's that sort of thing. This is the house that Jack built. Then there's the God versus reality going on between Neptune and the Sun. So your ego is pulling one way, and your marriages or marriages are pulling the other way. So we're all in this multiplex tug-of-war. What do? We sit down. We hang out. We think about it. That's what the universe wants us to do on these days. They want us to think about it, all right? So processing is really what it's about. Jupiter is going to allow us to expand. And remember, if you haven't yet, you should have some sort of a major epiphany any minute now when it comes to how you approach your own self-nurturing. So in other words, a whole new approach to how you live at home, a whole new approach to your own emotions, and that's part of the opposition with the moon with career. So if career isn't super well, are you taking care of yourself the way you're supposed to? That's really the question, I think, for Saturday. Then comes Sunday. Sunday's actually going to be a bitch. For one, Uranus rules the day, so unfortunately we're going to have some breakdown. Showers, chance of releasing. Uranus ruling day means that whatever was weak in your marriage will break down. Whatever is weak in your marriage will break down. Whatever's out of balance in life will break down. This is the universe courtesy call, or a wake-up call, if you will. when Uranus rules the day, it is encouraging us to see where we were not seeing. So it really only depends how high you built or climbed up on your ladder without a solid foundation to determine how much of a fall you might have. Now, adding fuel to the fire, which the universe seems to be doing over and over again, we have, of course, the God versus reality going on, so your ego is still in tug-of-war with your marriages and mirages, but we also have the moon crossing Pluto. Let's take a look. As the moon crosses Pluto, it'll be calling for you to release emotional attachments to social circles, ways of seeing yourself in public, title, okay? So this is an opportunity to release, basically, these issues in your life. Let go of certain friends, let go of certain attachments to context, let go of certain titles you've held on to. It's that holding on, it's the universe, holding on to those titles, holding on to those situations that are holding you back from where? Well, the universe says it's actually holding you back on the Venus side. Where is Venus? Well, we just talked about Venus. Venus in Cancer is trying to get you to get more in life and for you to follow your inner child, for your dreams to come true. So what this is, this tug-of-war, it's not a direct tug-of-war with an opposition, but with the moon crossing Pluto, it's asking you to let go of social attachments, and I know what it wants you to do that for. It wants it for Venus, which means so you can open up to your dreams coming true. In other words, your stubborn views about where you think you belong in society might actually be holding back your personal dreams, and that's what Venus versus the moon crossing Pluto is. Whew, lots of stuff going on there. So as you can tell, by the end of the week, we are already breaking down and we are ending, and we have this huge stress of Mars and Saturn. You're breaking down on what you think mirages are. You are having to grow up with where your boundaries are, and as a triple strike, trining in, you're releasing old social attachments so you can expand and open up on your inner child. I hope that made sense. I'm trying to make things sense with this new format and give you everything you need. All right, Pisces, that's all I got for this one. Woo, 11 minutes and 8 seconds. My goodness, I must love you a lot. I sure do. I'll see you in 7 days. Until then, live, love, be.